Okay, back again on the Rich Van Tassel channel, giving you a breakdown of last night's game, the Monday Night Football game. The Indianapolis Colts were defeated in overtime by the Carolina Panthers despite a late rally by the Colts, coming back from 17 points down in the fourth quarter. The box score for the Colts: Andrew Luck, 23 of 47. That's less than 50% passing, for those of you who can't do math. 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Frank Gore, not very productive on the ground, 22 carries for 70 yards, no touchdowns. Andrew Luck was their second leading rusher, 6 for 35. Altogether, they were 35 for 136, which is just under 4.4 yards per carry, and that includes Andrew Luck's 5.8 yards per carry, so they weren't running the ball effectively at all. Andre Johnson, 4 catches for 81 yards, and the touchdown. Griff Whalen, 5 for 48. T.Y. Hilton, only 1 for 15. Josh Norman played spectacular yesterday. We discussed Carolina's underrated defense. I thought that, or excuse me, Carolina's underrated secondary especially. I thought that Indianapolis was still going to be able to throw the ball just because they needed to. Josh Norman's played sensational yesterday, and he deserves credit because that was just outstanding cornerback play. He was playing the whole game. Only 2 sacks and 1 interception. Vontae Davis had it. For the Panthers, Cam Newton, again, the numbers under 50% passing as well. 16 for 35, 248, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You look at it and you wonder how he's got this team 7-0. Jonathan Stewart, 24 carries, 82 yards. Cam Newton, 10 for 41. Overall, 36 for 140 yards, which is under 4 yards per carry as well. They had the touchdown by Jonathan Stewart. They stick with the running game. They didn't run it effective, but they stick with it. Greg Olsen, again, the top receiver, which is expected ever since Calvin Benjamin went down in the preseason. We've discussed this basically every time we've discussed the Panthers about Greg Olsen. He had a touchdown. Ted Ginn, 2 catches for 60 yards. He had that drop in overtime, which almost cost Carolina the game. Cam Newton threw a sensational ball under pressure, one of the best passes I've ever seen, right in Ted Ginn's wheelhouse, but he couldn't hold on to it, so luckily that didn't come back to bite him. They fumbled twice and lost both of them. They recovered a fumble. Roman Harper did. They only had 2 sacks. They did have the 3 interceptions, and Luke Kuechly had the 1 in overtime. Carolina, again, finding ways to win. They're now 7-0. How long can they keep this up where you just keep winning? I worry about a team like that doesn't, show necessarily, not that they're not showing consistency, what they're showing an inconsistency to really play the high caliber football that you would expect from teams. I mean, even teams that will lose a game. I mean, the Packers just lost when you're clicking on all cylinders. Carolina has not showed that yet, so we're gonna have to see if that comes back to bite them in the end. But they're still winning and they still move on. Indianapolis still right in the thick of things in that terrible division. I see Chuck Pagano's on the hot seat. Just check that out. We'll have to see. Andrew Luck is just not playing like himself. There was a lot of discussion during the game about whether or not he is injured or not, and Indianapolis is not reporting it. So you have to assume that there has to be some fire to that smoke because Andrew Luck just simply is not playing well. So we'll have to see where they go from here. Is Chuck Pagano going to have his job? I think at this point you have to keep him. Just since the division's so bad, once you turn things around, everything will be all right. It's too tough to fire a coach towards the end of the season. I mean, we're already halfway through. If they're going to do it, they have to do it now, but I wouldn't expect it. So they'll have to move on from here. Alright, so that's it. Remember to stay tuned. Thursday we'll give you the review, or the preview, excuse me, the Thursday night game. And we'll continue to move on. And then Friday, give you the breakdown of all the games. Going to do a quick NBA note for today, the weekly update, now that we're first week in, just in a couple minutes, so stay tuned for that as well. Thank you.